Master Ching Hai wants to convey this message of gratitude to all governments, organizations and relief workers from every corner of the world. Thank you all the international and national help that brings care and necessities to afflicted victims. Thank you all the relief workers for taking time and forsaking your own comfort, even travelling great distance on unfavourable roads and conditions, to bring love and assistance to people in time of need. May heaven bless you abundantly for your generosity and noble sacrifice. Libya releases detainees. Jamal al-Haji and Faraj Humaid have been freed after being sentenced 2 years ago to 12 and 15 years of detainment respectively. Their release has been hailed by organisations like Human Rights Watch as reflecting the government's stated efforts to improve its policies. We also appreciate this fair decision for the freedom of Jamal al-Haji and Faraj Humaid, wishing them warm reunions with family and friends as we pray that encouraging steps such as these bring us ever closer to a world of peaceful tolerance and respect.
Qatar and Olac or Vietnam build bridges. Olac's user Vietnamese Prime Minister Nguyen Thanh Dung completed a 4-day visit in Qatar with Prime Minister Hamad bin Jassim bin Jaber Al Thani, where the two leaders agreed to a $1 billion joint investment fund for a food and energy partnership. Prime Minister Al Thani also stated that a diplomatic office would be opening in Olac in the near future. Our respectful congratulations, Your Excellencies, for your nation's collaborative endeavors. May the Olaxese and Qatari people prosper in ever-deepening cooperation and friendship.
NBC nightly news anchor showered with good news stories. With recent evening news filled with stories of economic crisis and conflict, national US television news anchor Brian Williams began to receive requests from viewers for a respite from hearing of so much misfortune. So Mr. Williams made a nationally broadcast request for the viewers to provide the heartening stories they would like to see aired. The response was immediate and overwhelming, with thousands of accounts pouring in about good-spirited people performing acts of kindness. Mr. Williams and NBC thus decided to start with a 1-week special called Making a Difference, which features one of these good news stories each day. How uplifting to hear news anchor Brian Williams and NBC. We sincerely appreciate your efforts to light the way with news of humanity's goodness. Our world is surely graced with benefit from optimistic initiatives such as yours.
Saudi Arabia hosts Reconciliation Summit. In the first such meeting in several years, heads of states from Saudi Arabia, Syria, Egypt, and Kuwait gathered for a 1-day meeting to reach accords in furthering their relations. Present for the talks were Saudi King Abdullah bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak, and Kuwaiti Emir Sheikh Sabah al-Ahmed al-Jaber, with their concluding pledge of cooperation seen as serving a wider effort of consistent diplomacy across all Arab nations. Congratulations, esteemed leaders of Saudi Arabia, Syria, Egypt, and Kuwait on your meeting's outcome of accord. With unified endeavors such as yours, we look forward to the soon day when harmonious relations prevail among all in the Middle East.
परदेसी परदेसी जाना नहीं परदेसी परदेसी जाना नहीं
Holi festival heralds spring in India with spray of colours. Holi, known as Hinduism's festival of colours, is a celebration of the triumph of goodness, humility and love for the divine. Celebrated this week throughout India, homes are prepared by being thoroughly cleaned, with songs and dances rehearsed, while trays of coloured powders made from flowers are arranged. On Holy Eve, bonfires are lit just before the festival to signify purification, and prayers are made to the benevolent gods.
So today, whatever is in your heart, whatever bad thoughts, whatever ill feelings you have for anybody, we just burn them. We just offer it to the God and pray that they bless all of us.
On Holy Day, families and friends throw coloured waters and powders on one another in a playful celebration of the beautiful colours and vibrant energy of spring.
Happy Holi to Supreme Master Television.
Wow, what a marvellous way to rejoice in nature and remember our spirituality. We wish all the Holi celebrants the brightness and happiness of the colours of the rainbow.
save our planet. Global temperatures to rise much higher than were expected. 2,000 scientists and other dignitaries were gathered in Copenhagen, Denmark this week to learn of the latest climate change science at what experts are now calling the End of the World Conference due to the alarming new data. One example included previous predictions of a 2 degrees Celsius rise in the world's temperature, which now appear to be severely underestimated. Conference organizer and University of Copenhagen Oceanography Professor Catherine Richardson stated, "We can forget about the 2 degrees Celsius. We are now facing the situation where we have to avoid a 5 to 6 degrees Celsius rise in temperature."
The IPCC, the UN climate panel, got it right. And it turns out that we're on their worst case trajectory, or the worst case scenario that they defined, or maybe even worse. And the good news is it turns out that we have an awful lot of tools in our toolbox already that we can use to immediately begin to combat climate change.
Supreme Master Television asked participating scientists what tools they believed are the most readily effective.
It's only going to be solved if the people of the world demand a solution. And one way of demanding a solution is to begin by changing your own life and reducing your consumption. Reducing our meat production is probably the single most effective thing that individuals can do immediately to reduce their greenhouse gas impact.
It would be one of the almost silver bullets, really, because it would be very good for the planet.
We are grateful, Professors Richardson, Jameson, and Schellnhuber, and all other scientist participants, for alerting us to the frightening new data demonstrating the rapid pace of climate change, and for sharing with us the most effective solution. Through our combined efforts, may all people wake up to the need to act now by being veg to save the planet.
In a video conference at the Frankfurt International Book Fair, marking the German language premiere of the #1 international bestseller, The Birds in My Life, the book's author, Supreme Master Ching Hai, answered a question regarding how we can halt global warming.
Of course, climate change is the worst threat that we have right now for our planet. This is worse than war. This is worse than even any physical threat that we can imagine. Now, as you know, and many of the people who are knowledgeable know that vegetarian diet, meaning animal-free product lifestyle, is the best way, the fastest to stop our disaster of global warming and the destruction of our planet. Please be a vegan. Then we will keep this planet. Not only we will keep this planet, but this planet will become more beautiful, more abundant, more glorious, more happy for everyone to enjoy.
Some of the benefits of a vegetarian diet: lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol levels, reduce type 2 diabetes, prevent stroke conditions, reverse atherosclerosis, reduce heart disease risk 50%, reduce heart surgery risk 80%, prevent many forms of cancer, stronger immune system, increase life expectancy up to 15 years, higher IQ, conserve up to 70% clean water, save over